What's poppin', people? It's Dante, currently walking around Shinjuku, Tokyo, Japan this morning. Got the Ricoh GR III on the wrist. Ricoh GR IIIX, check it out, it's like I'm Superman. On the neck. And so the mode of operation is keeping the Ricoh on the wrist, 28 millimeters, GR III, AV mode, snap focus 2 meters, f8, minimum shutter speed 1/500th of a second, and then highly weighted metering mode. And then I swap to the GR IIIX when I see a face, when I see a glimmer of a detail in the light, with the 71 millimeter crop mode, using the manual mode with snap focus 1 meter, f16 or f11, and then I'm gonna experiment with the shutter being like 2,000th of a second today or something like this. I was doing 1,000th of a second yesterday, but that way when I see something like a beautiful face or something in the light, I can quickly and switch and shoot with the GR IIIX to get a cropping of the face. And so what I've been doing is, as you can see my face in the light right here, right? When I see these glimmers of faces in the light, and I don't know what it is, I'm having like, oh God, there's a bee on my freaking finger. Can you go away? Can you go away? Do I blow it? Bro, please? Just get the fuck out of there. I'm not trying to get, I saw it start to like rub its fucking paws. I'm like, yeah, it's about to dig in, baby. Get me out of here. Whoa. But yeah, so basically I'm dual wielding, and like my dual wielding, bro, it's getting crazy. Like I'm wielding these cameras like dual wielded akimbo swords. You should see me on the freaking corner of Shibuya Crossing. I look like how Bresson wishes he looked. Basically, I'll go from shooting, you know, just traditional, just like full body shots, kind of like layered photos and stuff like that, to then like quickly I can adjust and hold the GR III like this. They're so small and compact, to then holding the GR IIIX like this. Look, check this out, like the dual wield, and I'll turn this on, and then I'm already in the 71 millimeter crop. And then, as I was trying to explain before the bee interrupted me, is I'm waiting for a glimmer of someone's face to appear in the light, and then with the 1 millimeter crop, I quickly put the camera as close as possible to the face and try to capture this, like, it almost looks like a woodblock Japanese print, you know, one of those Japanese woodblock prints where I'm like etching shape and form into the face and creating these like abstract pictures. And the goal is to basically have the background completely crushed in black. And so the best place to do this kind of photo is Shinjuku Station. And what's interesting is, like, this is a completely new experiment for me, and I'm like pushing myself to explore it here in Tokyo. It's just becoming this obsession. I'm fascinated with the faces of the people. They're so beautiful and so interesting, and so I'm just genuinely like getting as close as possible to the faces, to the expressions, and trying to capture those. And man, I'm just having a blast doing it, and I'm just following that instinct to keep pushing with this new idea, with my photography, this new technique, this new process. I think it's really pushing me. And yeah, it really did emerge naturally through the first day that I arrived here photographing in Shinjuku Station, finding a surprise in the light, in the way that I made this one particular frame of this woman's lips in the light, and I was basically trying to follow that since. And yeah, I've basically been dual wielding the Ricohs this way, where I'm basically going from shooting traditional sort of documentary style shots to then these like very close, like intimate, like candid sort of portraits of people's faces and details of the expressions as they enter into the light, to create these more abstract, different kind of pictures that, look, I'm just exploring out of an obsession right now. I just can't stop getting myself to doing it. And so when you find that like itch, that like thing that like you become addicted by or like obsessed with, I think it's good to like push it until you go to the limit. You know, one of the things I recently did was make a frame using slow shutter speed, which is extremely new to me. And I tried to push it for about 2 or 3 days. And on the day that I finally arrived and made a picture that I was happy with, I think I reached the limit with that technique. And so now at nighttime, maybe explore something different. But with this particular thing, with the like close-up shots, it's like, it's really opening my mind to how I see the world right now in a different way that I haven't before, because, you know, a lot of the times I'm looking at life as the foreground, middle ground, background, trying to create something from the chaos, you know, putting order to the frames with all the complexity. But now by stripping down and subtracting all the superfluous and focusing in on the small glimmers of light in the faces, I don't know, it's opening up more possibility, you know, where I'm seeing life differently right now in Tokyo. I'm looking around me and thinking about the different ways I can make pictures that I haven't before. It's really profound, actually. Like, I think this trip, it's like really sparking this new creative pursuit for me. It's like a little bit of a creative breakthrough, actually. And that's a really great thing to feel and share, because I think the point is, if you're out there and you're doing street photography and you think that your process is becoming mundane, or, you know, you're making the same thing over and over again, make more mistakes. You know, push yourself. You know, for me, the goal is to push myself as far as I can go. Like, how much can I push myself? You know, for me as a street photographer, I know, and you should know this too, that it requires you to go through a lot of shit, a lot of sort of just like eating shit, just making shit photos, making bad work, and then like over time, through compounding that volume and that effort and that consistency and making more pictures, you know, disregarding this notion of quality, you can find those diamonds in the rough. And so, yeah, the goal is to keep pushing and to make more pictures, because the more that you walk, the more that you see, the more that you see, the more that you photograph. The more that you photograph, the more curious you become, fulfilling that goal within itself of increasing your curiosity. And so when you find yourself obsessed with the particular process, with the type of picture that you're making, or maybe it's an idea or a theme or something, actually, really, just push it until it's pushed to the limits. And yeah, just follow your instincts. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm following my instincts to push this way. Yeah, and I'm photographing everything. I'm photographing the architecture, the way the light hits the architecture, the details on the walls, the people's faces close up, the larger scenes, using slow shutter speeds at night. You know, just trying to create a much more diverse sort of variety of photos while I'm here. And so, yeah, I think it's important to work with speed. It's important to work with volume and to increase the amount of pictures you make each day. You know, that's the goal, really, is to just push making more. You know, quality will come, but quantity, I believe, as photographers, is much more important to focus on. It's just like making a lot of work, making a lot of shit work too, because that's also a thing that like I'm doing with this YouTube and I'm doing with my website and stuff like that, is I'm sharing with you like all of the slop. You know, I'm putting up slideshows of my entire day to showcase what it takes to become great. Like, that's, you know, that's what it takes to become great. Like, it takes a lot of time spent, a lot of volume, a lot of consistency and speed and repetition with the practice, and then from there, you know, you can become great. And I'm trying to showcase that, hopefully, through the process of me just like sharing candidly my thoughts, sharing my photos on the blog, and slideshows of the entire process, you know, the bad photos, the outtakes, the imperfections, the mistakes, because through those imperfections and through those mistakes, you learn, you grow, you evolve, you transform. Check out these like nightclubs. Should I go to one? 6,500 yen, and just go and maybe I can find my anime waifu. I can find my anime waifu and I can make a Reddit post and farm for karma and put pictures online of my waifu. Look at these freaking anime girls, dude. What is this? The robot show? Maybe I can find my Japanese my Japanese waifu robot wife that I've always wanted. This is fantastic. These little like shops and shit. Like, look at these freaking robot show. Dude, do you get like a robot girl to like give you Japanese massage? Whoa, what is that alley? It's like a red carpet. It's a red carpet. Maybe don't go down that alleyway with the red carpet. Yeah, just oh man. Also, don't take yourself so seriously, right? You got to put the my whole thing with photography is my thing is, I think a lot of photographers like the idea of being a photographer, right? Like, they put the photography hat on, they like wearing the camera on their neck, you know, going out there to tell some visual stories, and you know, there's this whole thing with like putting the vest on, wiping the lens down, you know, taking themselves so seriously. But the best photography and the best photographers go out there in the spirit of play and don't take this thing so seriously, kind of detached from these notions of the book, the zine, the gallery, the show. You know, there's a lot of photographers out there that like to be a photographer for show. You know, they like to go out there and have this idea of making great work, but they're not actually putting in the work to actually produce great work, right? And so that's hopefully what I share on this YouTube channel, is the process of becoming, the stream of becoming, the evolution of a photographer aspiring for greatness. You know, is one permitted to strive for greatness in this modern world? Is one permitted to strive for excellence? Is one permitted to claim that they would like to become the most prolific photographer that they can be? I don't know, maybe in this life of mediocrity, not really, but fuck it, just do it anyway.